Hey, Coach, this time last week, kind of saying again, we talked about the silver lining to taking 5 possible 6 against Maine, where you a week later end up walking out with possible 7 of 8 from this homestand. What are you most pleased with, not only tonight, but over this 4-game stretch?
Tonight, I would say there's probably two things that stand out. One, I would say our penalty kill did a good job, especially with the 5 minute penalty there we had to kill off. And it's always tough when you have to take a break in between periods, right? Because it gives the other team a lot of time to regroup and plan and maybe try something different that you haven't pre-scouted per se. So it's always tough when you have to continue to kill a penalty at the start of a new period. And then the other one was Vinny Papura was outstanding. He always has some extra motivation playing against his former team in Adirondack, and I was really hoping we could hold out the whole game for him so he could get the shutout. But the way he battles and competes, and it's things we've talked about in these interviews before. It's awesome to watch. It's awesome to see he's getting rewarded for everything he deserves. So for that tonight, like those two things stood out. Over the course of the 4 games, it was just pretty much finding a way. And these Wednesday games are tough for us as a team. We struggle finding that emotion and that jam like we do on the weekends. But right now, I mean, to be cliche, good teams are finding a way to win. And we tried for 2 days to prepare them for as much as we could for what Adirondack was going to bring, and we knew exactly what they were going to bring. And that team, for where they sit, is hard to play against. Give them credit for competing and battling and being physical and working up and down the ice, right? It's hard to play against. But, just overall, to take 7 of 8, to keep ourselves relevant in this playoff race, to continue to win at home ice in front of our fans in our own building, those are the things that we have to focus on, think about, and take with us as we move on to the business trip of this weekend.
16 point streak now at home, 7-game point streak overall. You gave your flowers to Papura. Matt Brown did the same as he was selected for a star. Thought it should have been Vinny. But to speak on Matt Brown here tonight, 2 goals in this game, 5 goals in this last 5. Was out of the lineup this past weekend, comes back with his hair on fire. Speak about not only the play he's put up in these 5 games, but also that response to a decision, and ultimately has come out and has shown the business on the ice, taking care of himself.
Yeah, Brownie's taken his game to another level, which from a coach's standpoint is the perfect time of the year for him to do that, right? Because, there's a bigger aspect to hockey than just what this team is doing right now, right? These guys are all battling and competing for jobs for next year. And the reality of it is, when teams, myself included, when we go look to sign players over the summer, we're looking for guys that have playoff experience. We're looking for guys that have played the meaningful games in April, May, and June. And, for Brownie, he's no different. He's, still proving himself at pro hockey. He has a chip on his shoulder that he's playing with, and he's being rewarded for his hard work and his effort. And with our lineup right now, with some guys banged up, with some injuries, with some guys called up, whatever it might be, he's stepping up in a big way. And, the conversations we have with him as an individual is he needs to be the engine, right? He needs to push the team forward. He needs to be driving the ship. And when he's moving his feet and distributing pucks and taking defenders one-on-one wide and giving himself scoring chances and all of that, he's feeling good and he's playing well. And I mean, even here in the second period, I'm thinking he distributed a puck behind the D. He finished his check hard on the forecheck. We turned it over. We got it back. All these little things add up. Whether you're a skill guy, whether you're a tough guy, whether you're big, whether you're little, as long as we're all bought in to do the same stuff, it's really going to help us here down the stretch. And Matthew Brown, to his credit, has been playing extremely well. And now it's our job to even try to push even a little bit more out of him here with these last 17 games.
You'll see that beginning this weekend for that 17-game stretch. Kind of looking ahead, of course, we'll celebrate this one, playing dissect in this game, but what are the advantages seeing Maine for 3 games over the past handful of days, now seeing them for another 2 here on the road with a game in between, kind of sharpen up your skills and building upon this point streak? What advantages or maybe what challenges come forth now with nearly a week in between seeing this Mariners club and getting a chance to see them now in their barn?
I would say the big disadvantage is we just played a hockey game and they didn't. And they've been able to now be at home in their beds, in their building, in their locker room, rest and recover and just sit there all week waiting to play us. And, for them, that's 5 straight games against us that they're playing. And that's a team that's going to stay hungry, a team that's going to be hard to play against, especially in their own building, which we haven't won in yet this year. And they have something to prove after what we just did here in our building. So the challenge ahead is not going to be easy, right? We have a business mentality when we go on the road that we are there to do business and to do whatever it takes to win. The advantage is we did just see this team, so we know what we're walking into. There's no surprises. It's not like we played 3 games against somebody else this game here tonight and we're walking into a brand new opponent. We know what we're getting. We know what we're walking into. We know who they have. They know who we have. It's just a matter of bearing down and being committed to what we need to do. We can't worry so much about Maine or Worcester or anybody else, because if we don't do our job, then it doesn't matter. So we'll let the guys enjoy this tonight, get on the bus first thing tomorrow and get up to Maine, rest, recover, have a nice dinner tomorrow night. But once again, it's right back to business Friday and Saturday up there. We have to take advantage of this streak we're on. We have to ride the momentum of this streak we're on, and we have to find a way to get some more points for ourselves in the standings up there.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Congrats.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, Matt. 2-goal game tonight, your 4th multi-goal game of your pro career. And it comes to the big one to close out a 4-game homestand. Just first and foremost, you always talk about the team, but individually, what's clicking well for you during this span?
I think I've been able to get to space more with my speed. I think a lot of teams have been trying to key on me recently when I get the puck, so I think my play away from the puck has been better, and my teammates have done a great job getting it to me, and I've been able to convert.
With those teammates, you've been with Smith for a lot of this past full hand of this point streak. Primo working in as well. Just speak on what the chemistry has built on with you and Smitty, and Primo part of the strong mix tonight.
Yeah, they're both good players. We get along great off the ice, so that definitely helps it out. Primo kind of makes up for the size that Smitty and I don't have, and both have some good skills, so it makes it really easy to play with them.
Well, credit yourself. You guys bring the speed, so that's for certainly there. Overall, this 7-game point streak, now 6-game point streak here at home. Ultimately, it's always that big push towards the end goal. And looking at the schedule, never getting too far ahead, but another 2 with the Mariners. Of course, you guys are all well knowing Worcester's out of play tonight, so now within 1 point when you look at the schedule. And what's the kind of conversation maybe with Binkley, but also internally for your team heading into the span?
I think for us, really, all we try not to look at that stuff too much. I think everyone kind of does, though, and they know where we sit, so we know every game's important, and the mentality we go in with is just we got to get 2 points every night. And obviously sometimes you're going to fall short of that, but if we can win more than we lose, I think that'll put us in a pretty good spot to make the playoffs.
Now team leading goals with 2 goals tonight. How does that feel to leapfrog your fellow Phantom contracted forward in Tyler Grattan and take the stronghold of that yourself with 2 tonight?
I don't know. I might have to rub his nose in it a little bit, but I'm sure he'll get 2 next game because he's been hot too. So don't really pay too much attention to that stuff, but I'm glad that we got it done tonight and that those 2 goals helped.
Awesome. Final question for you, Brownie. Any bagel for you as of late? Everything bagel back from home? Maybe helping out this 5 goals 5 game span?
My dad hasn't gotten out here in a few weeks to bring him here, but I'm gonna have to start getting him on that. So kind of miss him.
Maybe something on the way up to Portland on the way.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Awesome. Brian, thanks for your time. Congrats tonight.
Thank you.